Hello, welcome. We are jumping in to the Engage Your Group training series. We're going to be jumping through this week. I am your host, Christina Jandali. If we have not met yet, welcome. I'm super pumped to be jumping in. Been working with the team on some last minute updates and getting ready for you guys today. And I'm really excited about what we've got in store for you. This is a brand new variation of a training that we've done that I've ran quite a few times. We've had more than 30,000 people go through a variation of our Facebook group trainings over the years. And I know that you are going to be in for a treat. So I really want to make sure that you've got pen, paper, if you're the type of person that likes to take down your notes on pen and paper like I do. I'm like the journal notebook queen. Anyone else in here like that? Love taking notes that way. I just never seem to remember things if I do it virtually. Those of you who have the all access pass, you've got a workbook that you're going to go through along with some of our bonus sessions. So make sure you've got that. I've got mine printed out and handy as well. So let me know where you're coming in from. We've got a global audience, so go ahead and just let me know. Notes are live. Yes, they are. The only way it was like still the only way I remember things. So let me know where you're coming in from. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. It's a little bit gray today. We've had some pretty big major flooding just in the last few weeks. It's been pouring. Fun fact, fun story, not really the fun story, but woke up in the middle of the night. My husband and I, we heard water. We're like, there's water coming in the house. And the roof sprung a leak and there was water pouring in from the roof. So we've been dealing with a lot of rain here. I'm hoping that's going to clear up and it's going to get sunny, but I think I'm pretty much done with the rain. So what are we going to be talking about today? Let me just get my notes up here. I've got my workbook. Want to make sure that we're all set to go, but loving to see where you guys are all coming in from. So we have the opportunity to be able to say hello. Also, if you have your accountability partner, make sure that you go ahead and tag them here so they can see where you are. They can see that you're here, that you're live, because guess what? Life gets in the way and we get busy and it's Christmas time and we're gearing up for all the other things that are on the go. The kids are going to be home soon. It's always a challenge when the kids are home and try to work from home. And I know that there's so many different things that are pulling for our time, pulling for our energy. But the fact is you signed up to be here. Right. And there was something that you saw within this training series that you really could see as me being able to support you with, something that you want to get better at, something that you want to learn, something that you want to dial in when it comes to your Facebook group. So I'd love for you just to put in and let me know what that is. And if you don't have an accountability partner, you can go in the group and find one afterwards. There's an accountability partner thread. You'll find it organized in the guide section. I'll go through housekeeping. We're probably going to spend about an hour on our training. Then we're going to be jumping in for those that have the all access pass to our bonus credibility boosting training as well. Just wanted to give you a quick heads up on that. But what is it? What's the one thing? Like if you have to think, what's one thing? Like if I could just, what would that be? If I could just start my group, if I could just get members in my group, if I could have my first 6-figure launch, if I could just get people to talk to me so I don't feel like the only one talking in my group, right? What would that be for you? What is the thing? What's the one thing if you had to just pick, right? Sometimes it can be hard. It's like, well, I want this and I want that. But if you had to like just pick one thing, the thing that's the most important to you, what would that be? Maybe it's to feel like you really feel like an expert, like that you really feel like you're valued, really feel like you're seen. Maybe you want to really dial in the social selling and figure out how to be engaging and going through the DMs for people, whatever that is for you. Go ahead and put it in. More engagement, sales, start a group that's fully engaged, get more engagement. I see there's a lot of engagement in here. Feel like I'm valued and seen. Thank you for sharing that and your honesty as well. If you're watching from the Facebook group right now, and we're not Facebook friends, I can't see, you have to give up, or I think actually whether or not we're friends or not, you have to give permission to StreamYard for me to be able to see your names. I like seeing your names because then I could kind of get a chance to get to know you as we're going through this as well. So hello. I love it that you guys are all live. Lots of engagement here, which is amazing. And starting a new group, right? Some of you might have been at it for a while. You're just looking for those minor tweaks that can make a huge difference. So whatever that is for you, right? We're on day one. We're talking about the foundation today. And sometimes it can be easy to want to just skip through the foundation. Well, I just want to get to the good stuff. I can promise you every day in these trainings is going to build from one to the next to the next. and you don't want to skip out. You're going to gain the most from being here live, present, in person, on the line. I promise you that. You'll gain so much more from being here present, turning off your distractions, giving yourself the gift and the privilege to get from this experience what you came to receive. And my intention is to show up fully and completely to support you with doing that. So today we're going to be talking about some of the foundational important pieces that are really important, right? And my goal is to show you through this training series how to grow, right? Create, grow an engaged and profitable Facebook group, and really share my method with you on how to create consistent six-figure launches inside of your Facebook group, how to turn those strangers into buyers in just a matter of a short time frame, right? As fast as a week, giving you the opportunity to be able to do that. So if you've been struggling to get engagement and you want to learn how to get your members to really see you as that authority on an entirely new level, then you're going to love this training that I put together. And I'm going to show you the most effective and the easiest way to launch your course, your coaching, your program, your services, while simultaneously building that a high vibe, interactive, engaged community of people who are excited, who are hanging at the end of the seat, who actually care about what you're going to share, who are interested in what you're going to be talking about. Okay. So I want to make sure that you are getting my emails, so that you're getting all of our reminders, all of our emails. So all of your email reminders, make sure that you add this into your contact list, your favorite list, because sometimes your email service provider might scoot us into the spam folder. Every now and then we don't quite make it to the inbox. So if you want to make sure you're not missing anything this week, go ahead and make sure that you add help@deliveryourgenius.com to make sure that you're not missing out on that. Again, if you have not had an accountability partner yet after this training, I'm going to recommend that you go in the group and team up with someone. So we also, I don't have it handy. I did have it printed out. We are playing a game, a bingo card game as well. And I'm going to get my team just to drop in the link for the group. You have to be a member to view this. We're going to do a bingo game. You have the opportunity to get a point for each line that you complete, and you get 20 bonus points for completing the whole sheet. You're going to get some chance to prizes, to get some Amazon gift cards, because it's Christmas time and we're probably doing a lot of shopping this time of year, right? Look at your credit card this time of year. There's a lot probably going out. So I want to help support you with that and give you the gift of giving, which is giving the opportunity either to have an Amazon gift card that you can buy a gift for someone else, or guess what? You can buy it for yourself, right? I was saying to my daughter the other day, we were going through and cleaning up drawers, and I said, oh, like this was a Christmas present that I bought myself, and it was a piece of jewelry. And she says, Mom, that's not cool. Why would you want to buy something for yourself? And I'm like, no, honey, it's a good thing. Go buy something for yourself, right? Just like you're giving yourself the time to be on here with me today as well. All right. So those are just a few little housekeeping things. The recordings of these live trainings are going to be housed inside of the Facebook group in the guide section. They will be up till Sunday, end of day, midnight Pacific time zone. That's what time zone I am on. And they all come down. Okay. So just be aware. I encourage you to actually go through, watch it live. I would encourage you to watch it again, watch each of the trainings twice, because you're really going to pick up on some nuances and things. And I'm a little bit of a fast talker. I always try to do my best to slow down, but I'm like the type of person that's listening to podcasts like double speed. Just like get to the point. I want to keep moving. And so I tend to talk fast. So chances are you might want to have a listen to me a second time so that you have the opportunity to go through it. So my name is Christina Jandali. I'm the founder of deliveryourgenius.com. We are a multiple seven-figure online coaching company. And I started my business from ground zero, from scratch 6 years ago, while on maternity leave, or just maternity leave from a job that was in the financial markets, financial wealth management. And I was tasked with being part of a team that was responsible for managing wealthy people's money. And it got to a point where I just remember just deciding I was so focused on managing other people's money and seeing so many people build their dreams and their experiences. And I felt like mine was kind of put on the wayside in favor of building other people's dreams. And that's when I decided to start my own dream business, not someone else's. And I won't go into all the nuances and details of my story. We'll get into that as we go through these trainings as well. But we've had more than 30,000 people go through our Grow Your Group trainings. My students have collectively sold millions of dollars in sales just in the past year. And it's come from the yes method that I'm going to be teaching that to you on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. And really pivoting as needed, as the market industry has changed, as the online space, as the world has things have changed, so that they're continually staying ahead of the curve. And really what I'm going to be sharing with you as we go through this training series has come about for me as a result of some major frustrations of things not working in my business, of like ready to throw in the towel, saying like, what gives, what the heck am I missing? Right. And the frustrations of that experience that I experienced. I've made all the mistakes. I can promise you I've got more to learn, I'm sure, more mistakes to be made, but I've made so many different mistakes. And it was learning through those that has really equipped me with the wisdom to be able to share with you and walk you through what I've learned, right? And as a result of serving so many wonderful humans in the world with building their own profitable Facebook groups, I've really been able to see where most people get stuck and where most people are falling short of their possibility. So for this training series, we've got our session today talking about the foundation. Tomorrow, we're going to be going into the engagement booster. So tomorrow, we're really going to be talking about what it really takes to boost that engagement. How do you measure engagement? Most people have this wrong and it keeps them spinning. It keeps them stuck. So that's going to be all of our trainings this week are the same time. So tomorrow's training, noon Pacific, same time. Wednesday's training is my yes method, right? And we're really going to be talking about what my students have used and myself have used to run 5, 6, 7-figure launches within their group. Like, what is the key factors to that? Thursday, we've got a special Zoom masterclass. Now you need a special, your own unique link for this, okay, to attend. It's not going to be streamed on Facebook. It's not going to be a replay. You've got to come live. So my team's just going to drop the link for you. Make sure that you are signed up for the time. There's 2 different times that you can select from for Thursday. Pick the time that best works for you, and I will be seeing you live. I'm also going to be giving you a free gift to everyone who's coming live, and I'm also going to be sharing just some behind the scenes numbers from my own business so that you have the opportunity to be able to see that. And I just don't want that going out to the world publicly. So that's why we're going to be doing it on Zoom. Friday, we're going to have a Q&A session to answer any of your lingering questions. Saturday, you've got a catch-up day for your content, and I'll probably pop on and do something with you on Sunday. So that is our plan for the week. If you purchase the All Access Pass, again, you've got, and I'll get my team to drop in. If you purchase the All Access Pass, you will have the workbook. You will also be getting the opportunity to submit your Facebook group for an audit from my social media manager. You are also going to have the opportunity to join me after this training today for the Credibility Booster training. Tomorrow, there's a special workshop for you for your Facebook naming blueprint, really helping you nail down that perfect name. So if you purchase the All Access Pass, you get some extra bonus goodies. If you haven't yet, you can drop that in. So the All Access Pass is everything, all of our main trainings, plus you get a bonus workshop today after we're done. You get a bonus workshop tomorrow after we're done. You get to submit your Facebook group audit. You get this, and you actually get a 90-day content planner, fill in the blank content planner. So you get a bunch of goodies for that. You can go pick it up. It's $47, and you can pick it up at the link there. Okay. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. All right. So who is this training for? And I'd really love to hear, what is it like? What would you call it? What is it that you are selling? Are you selling a course? Are you selling coaching? Are you selling a product? Are you selling professional services? Go ahead and just put it in. I just love to see and get an idea of where you're at. So this training really is going to serve you if you are a coach, if you're a course creator who wants to get more clients, selling your own programs, membership, mastermind mentorship. This is for you if you provide done for you professional services. So if you're a tutor, you do VA services, copy services, website building, Facebook ads management. This is for you if you have a personal brand business. So a personal brand business, an expert, an author, a speaker, someone who's the center of their brand. It could very well be that you're selling affiliate offer or products for someone else, but you're still the center of your brand. It's a personal brand business. Okay. And if you've had some sort of offline business that you're wanting to pivot online. So go ahead, put it in. I want to see which one is it that you fall into. This is fabulous. Keep it coming. No links, please. Any links within the group or on these are going to be deleted. So please, no links. All right. So this is not for you. And I just want to be clear here. This isn't for you if they're the type of person that just hops from training to training, but never really wants to take any action. I'm all about supporting action takers. Myself, my team are going to pour into you this week. But I can only meet you halfway, right? I can only meet you halfway. So I want to invite you that if you are here willing to roll up your sleeves and get to work, then be here. And if you're not, I'm probably not the right person for you. I'm all about moving into action, creating results, and moving you forward to have your next biggest breakthrough. This is also not going to be for you if you're just looking to make a quick buck that at the expense of other people or other things, and you're just in it for the money, then this isn't going to be for you. And because the reality is, guess what? Building a business, it's going to take work. It's going to take effort, right? What else? What else do you think it's going to take, right? It's going to take work. It's going to take effort. It's going to take time. It's going to take energy. It's going to take mental toughness to move through the resistance, the tough times, the things that stand in the way, right? You've got to have a strong enough reason behind what it is that you're doing that's going to hold you to it. You've got to be willing to roll up your sleeves and get the work done. Now, there's a simpler way of doing things, which we're going to be talking about, right? So if you're serious about growing your business, and more specifically your group, then let's continue. I'm not here to convince you that there's just this one magical bullet solution, that my way is the only way out there, that there's just one solution that's going to skyrocket your business overnight. Because that wouldn't be telling you the truth. And I'm not going to waste your time telling you that if you just add more value, if you just give more, if you just pour more into your content and put more out there, if you just add more value, then that's going to solve all your problems too, because it's not. What I'm here to tell you, what I'm here to explain to you and walk you through is really giving you the opportunity to see the unspoken truth of building a Facebook group and really using it as a tool to build a successful business, right? Who wants that? Hands up, right? Who wants that? So you're here because you already know that a Facebook group has the power to get you, your content, your message, your products in the hands of thousands. But why is it that most business owners continue to struggle, even when they're posting pretty pictures and, from the outside looking in, some of the things, they look like they got it all together, right? And they're posting on a consistent basis. Why are they still stuck? Why is it that only a few select successful influencers have really figured out what it really takes to hit those record-breaking numbers and impact millions of people's lives and raising to that celebrity status while most continue to struggle? And this is what I really want to unpack with you, right, for a moment. Now, there's 3 challenges that I really see Facebook group hosts experiencing. The first one, and I'd love for you just to share with me which one of these that you feel fall into. I've been in all of them. So there's no the important thing is being open to where we have a gap, where we have the opportunity to grow without beating ourselves up and adding judgment to anything. Like, we're just where we're at, right? Let's get rid of the stories with it and just be honest to be honest. Be honest with where that is for ourselves, right? So the first area that I see is feeling scared and not ready. Not ready yet. Like, I just need to get my website done first. I just need to blank first. Anyone feel that way? Felt this way for a while, right? You just don't know where to start. You're worried that no one is going to show up if you start your group. You don't know enough yet. You don't have a product yet. You don't have a list yet. You don't have a big enough audience yet, right? Who feels that way? I felt this way for a really long time. Even when I started making traction, I still felt this way, right? But how are you going to know? And I really want to honor you, just to pause for a moment there. Like Teresa, Melinda, I see someone with a Facebook user. I can't see your names, not ready yet. I really want to honor you for showing up in your fullness, in your realness, and your authenticity, because it takes a great leader to vulnerably lead and show up and say, hey, I'm not perfect. Here's where I'm at. That's great. So congratulations, right? Congratulations. And if you don't feel that way now, did you feel that way before? Go ahead, drop it in. Right. And so I want you to say, well, how are you going to know? Like, what needs to happen? When's that measurable? I'll know when I'm ready. When? Right? When will you know you're going to be deemed the expert? How many of you are waiting for someone to say it's your turn, it's your time? I remember waiting, thinking that someone was going to say, Christina, you're ready now yet. You're worthy now yet. You have arrived now. But I can promise you it's not coming. You get to decide. And what if a Facebook group is the very thing that gives you authority, that gives you insight into what your ideal clients want from you? What if your Facebook group is the very thing that builds that expert status, that builds that leader in you? Your authority rises when you bring people together, when you bring like-minded people together, your authority rises. You're the one that's leading the charge. You're the one that's leading the group. It's not about how much you know. It's not about how much you have. It's about becoming the number one person in your ideal client's world. And that matters whether you have 5 people or you have 10,000 people in your group, right? So if you don't feel ready, just put a 1 in the chat box if that's you. It's like, I don't know if I feel ready. Like I used to feel this way, I used to spin. I know those of you, some of you are putting, yes, definitely, you relate to that. If you didn't put an answer in yet, put 1 if that's you, right? And just know. And I remember having this experience and just like, oh, I'd be in comparison to other people. I remember one of my clients, Sarah Scott, she was a parenting coach, and she felt like she just felt like her message was confusing and people didn't really see her as the expert. She didn't feel like she was well received. She didn't seem like she was and seen as the expert, and she just wanted to help people. Right? Who here just wants to help people? Right? I know that my community tends to be a community of givers who wants to make a difference in the world, who wants to help people, who wants to serve people, who wants to make a difference in the world, who wants to make a mark, who has that pull for living a greater life, living a bigger life, making a difference in the world, making a stand, making an impact. And so Sarah, when she had that desire, she couldn't ignore it anymore. Her outside world wasn't reflecting what she knew was possible. But she made a decision to get started. She made a decision to own her authority. And as a result, her group started to skyrocket. She's 7 times the number of members in her group. She implemented the YES method, and I'll be sharing that with you on Wednesday. But it started with that decision, right? It really started with that decision. So if you've, the other thing, so that's number 1, not feeling ready yet. Number 2, have you experienced low engagement in your group? Just put yes or no in the chat box. Have you experienced what you would perceive or look at as low engagement in your group? Just put yes if you've experienced low engagement. If you got your engagement all dialed in, you're good to go. Just put no, right? So yes or no. Go ahead. We're going to play along with this. I want you in here responding to me. The more that you respond to me, the more this is going to land, the more that you're interactive. And guess what? If you want engagement, if you want an engaged group, if you want people talking to you, show up as the person that you want to attract, right? So I want to encourage you, play along with this, be here in this experience. It keeps you present and you're going to retain so much more, right? So if you've experienced low engagement in your group, and it's interesting, as we've gone through these training series multiple times over the last several years, we've pulled all of our people that are interested in growing their group and engaging their group and building their group, building a profitable group. And we've seen about 1/3, about 30% of our members have the biggest problem, the biggest challenge has to do with engagement, right? And the challenge is that if you don't get to the bottom of this and you're focused on the wrong kind of engagement, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel very overwhelmed. Anyone relate to that? What type of content do I put out? How can I give lots of value? I don't want to give away the farm, but I want to give value, but I want people talking. I need to give more to get them talking more. No one's engaging. And so maybe I got to do more. And then you're perpetually pumping out more and more content. And you're like, what the heck am I missing? Right? And as soon as I uncovered what I was missing, I realized I was focused on the wrong type of engagement. And when I flipped the switch for this, what I realized that it wasn't about creating more content. It wasn't that I wasn't adding enough value. It wasn't that I wasn't consistent enough, or spurts of consistency. Maybe you can relate to that. What I was really missing was connection. My people weren't feeling seen and heard. Meanwhile, I was feeling unseen and unheard. I was speaking at them versus speaking with them. I wasn't focused on connection because I was focused on in my head. Am I saying the right thing? Oh, should I have said that? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Should I leave that post out? Did I not say that the right way? Would that offend someone? Oh, maybe I shouldn't be that way. Oh, like anyone here find that you find yourself censoring yourself? Finding yourself censoring yourself on things sometimes, or trying to get engagement. And as a result of trying to get engagement, you know, all the reels everywhere, people are pointing and dancing. I'm like, no, my team's been trying to get me to do that. I'm like, that's just not who I am. It's not who I am. But we find ourselves going down the path of being someone that we're not in favor of trying to get the engagement that we're looking for. Right? But the problem isn't what you're putting out. It's the connection that you have with your audience. Now, the third problem I see people having is low sales. And if you have experienced low sales, I just want you to just put in low into the chat box. And this is going to be different for each of you of what you would perceive as low sales, right? And this can be the case whether you're comfortable selling or not, right? Typically, I know so many people that come in my space, like, I just want to help people. I just wanted to help people when I started. I was like shaky when I had to make an offer. Oh my gosh, I can't even get the words. I can't even spit the words out. I can't type it out. I felt so nervous. Like I would just be in a frenzy of thinking, like it was just felt so uncomfortable. But you're in business for profit, right? And I find it interesting that as we've pulled all of the people that have gone through our Facebook group trainings, that sales has been the lowest in area of interest for people. And it's so incredibly important because sales is just a measure or metric of the exchange of value that we're putting out into the world, of the people's lives that we can make a difference for, right? And so what happens is if we don't have a lot of cash flow coming in, how can we fund the business? How can we fund the impact? How can we fund the things that we want to do? And we end up staying busy, busy, busy. And then it feels like, you know, the rug gets like yanked out from underneath you, right? And then it's like, oh, then you end up, and sometimes it might even feel like, well, if I am selling to someone, it means I'm taking away from someone because I'm taking their money. Anyone feel like that? Right? We've got this stigma attached with selling like it's a bad thing. I'll just work for free, or I'll hide, or I just won't make the offer, or a barter, right? But that, when you do that, when you pull back, it erodes your confidence and eventually builds resentment, feeling like you're dating taking advantage of, right? And I don't want that for you, right? I don't want that for you. I don't want you hearing crickets on your offers. We're going to get to the bottom of this as we go through the training, or feeling uncomfortable when it comes time to making sales. So, and you might be thinking, if you have low sales, well, if I just get more people, then I'll sell more. But a poorly converting offer that is not selling with 100 people is going to be a poorly converting offer to 10,000 people, right? Or maybe you're thinking, well, if I just make more offers, maybe I'll make more money. But then you get in this busy cycle of hustling to putting out more and more offers than ever before, scared that the moment that you stop, income's going to stop and everything just crumbles. Right? But the real problem, what's really going down beneath the surface, right? What's really going down beneath the surface is also to do with a lack of what the real problem is having that true connection with your audience, right? That true connection with your audience. Because if you think about this for a moment, you find a restaurant, and you find this amazing restaurant and they have incredible food and you're like, this is amazing. You go say to your friend, go try it. Like, it's amazing. You go order this dish. It's incredible, right? Can you think of a time where you recommended a restaurant to someone, or you recommended someone to go watch a movie, right? Have you had one of those moments before, right? Where you've recommended for someone to go do something, or go buy this product, or go to this restaurant, or go do something. Can you think of that? Just drop in a yes. Just drop a yes in the chat box if you had experience, right? So you do that. That is enrolling. Selling is just enrolling. You're enrolling people. You do it all the time. Recommend a book, recommend a movie, recommend a program, recommend a product, right? But suddenly when there's a receiving end on it, there's drama around money, of receiving money. And that turns into a story that has to mean something about us. A coach recently told me, hey, I'm not a salesperson. Like, Christina, I'm not a salesperson. And I asked her, what is her job as a coach? And she replied, well, I help clients access the resources within themselves, right? I help them access what they already have within themselves. I help them see their possibility. I help them and just discover where they get to go, what they need to do next. I help them believe in their vision, believe in their possibility. I said, great. So you're already enrolling them into their own capabilities. You're already enrolling them into their vision. So the only difference is adding the price tag, which is our perception of it. So selling is just simply a tool, right? It's just simply a tool. And it's a form of enrollment, right? It's just a form of enrollment. I had a client, Tara, and I remember she was just busy, and always just overworked and just doubting her value, undercharging, and wanting to help a lot of people, but at a major expense to herself. Like, she was on the verge of burnout. She was like feeling like she's catching all the scraps and not really owning her value and her worth. When she flipped that script, and again, when we do the bonus training, for those of you guys that have the All Access Pass today, we're going to be talking about credibility booster. When she really owned her value and really focused on the connection with her audience, she charged more, she earned more, she had higher quality clients, she had people that weren't expecting to be at her, for her to be at their beck and call. And it made a huge difference when she started to value herself. So the problem is not the problem. The problem is just the symptom of the problem. So not feeling ready, not low engagement, low sales. What it really comes down to, what my clients really discovered, is that it's the lack of true connection with their people. And so that's what we're going to be jumping into today. Okay. That's what we're going to be diving into today. So as we're going through this, I want you to think about that. After working with hundreds of successful influencers, kick-ass leaders, the number one differentiating factor that no one talks about that causes their success is the connection with their audience. And for me, that really came about. I started my business, things weren't happening as fast as I'd expected, and out of frustration, pure frustration, and sitting down ready to give up and wondering what the heck I was missing, I remember years back sitting down for lunch over a glass of wine with one of my mentors when I worked in corporate. And I asked her, I said, what's the key to success? Her name was Bev, and she leaned in and she says, Christina, it's really simple. I said, okay, tell me, what is it? She says, it's about building relationships, right? It's about connection. And at the time I took that, I'm like, oh, that wasn't the answer I was looking for. I was looking for like the thing. And it wasn't the answer I was looking for. But I sat there and thought about it, and I thought, you know what? This makes sense. This makes sense because when I'm focused on myself, am I really focused on connection? If I'm thinking about, am I good enough? Am I saying the right thing? All this, was I focused on? No. Right? And so connection with the audience is the number one differentiating factor that no one talks about. And connection is the fastest way to grow an engaged audience that converts. And a Facebook group is the most effective container, the most effective way to create connection with your audience. So think about it. We as human beings, one of our deepest human needs is to feel connection, to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel valued, to feel important, to feel understood. We want to feel like we belong, and we crave being around other people that are like us, right? We crave that. There was this quote from John Maxwell in A Today Matters, and it said, people are insecure, give them confidence. People want to feel special, so sincerely compliment them. People desire a better tomorrow, so show them hope. People need to be understood, so listen to them. People are selfish, so speak to their needs first. People get emotionally low, so encourage them. People want to be associated with success, so help them win, right? Anyone here feel like, yeah? Anyone agree with those statements? Just put a yes in the chat box. Go ahead, put it in. Yes in the chat box. If you're like, yes, I get that. I see that. I feel that. I totally get that, right? So it's simple, but somehow it's easy to get wrapped up in our own thinking. The good news is that all profitable Facebook groups follow a simple framework to create connection, right? So enough of this. If you've been experiencing low engagement, low sales, then it's just been because of a lack of connection with your audience and you just didn't know how to create that before. That's okay. But without building and creating that connection, you'll continue to struggle. So if you're really serious about building a profitable Facebook group, you have to make a choice right now, right? You're either going to play the whack-a-mole game, the game where the moles pop up and you have the little hammer thing and you put whacking them down. You're going to keep doing that in your business and your group to try and figure out what's not working and do all these things and try all these things and like whack-a-mole game all the way to exhaustion. Right? And the feeling of like, oh my gosh, this is like, they just keep popping up. Every time I knock one down, it comes back up and it doesn't stop. Or you can go through this entire training and really look and be open to finding a better, more simpler way to really create that authentic connection, engagement with your audience, to create those buyers and to boost your profits in a way that feels good, right? In a way that feels good. So I don't need to tell you that there are already successful entrepreneurs that are absolutely making their mark with Facebook groups. You can see them: Tony Robbins, Jasmine Star, Denise Duffield, James Wedmore, Gabby Bernstein, ClickFunnels, Pete Vargas, right? Just to name a few that are using Facebook groups, even though they're teaching different tactics. Maybe they're doing a book launch. Maybe they're selling speaking. Maybe they're selling personal development. Maybe they're selling technology, money mindset, Instagram. But what are they still launching using? They're still launching using their Facebook group. Facebook groups work best for 3 types of people, okay? Facebook groups work best for 3 types of people. Yes, it's John Maxwell. And it was a quote from Today Matters. So the number 1 type of person that Facebook groups really work well for is like, I know who I have an idea of who I want to serve, but I just don't have an offer yet. A Facebook group will help you figure that out. One of my students, Michelle, she had a blog. She started a Facebook group. She had nothing to sell. In fact, she thought she wouldn't ever have anything to sell. She thought she was going to monetize through sponsorships on her blog. But as she started to build her community and get to know her audience and create a connection with them, she listened to what they're asking for. She created a digital course with that. She sold it and she realized, wow, she felt like she had her purpose back. She felt like she was doing what she loved and it was in favor of serving her audience. Right? Anyone feel that way? You kind of have an idea of who you want to serve, but you don't necessarily have an offer yet. Just put a yes in the chat box if that's you. Yes in the chat box if that's you. And I love it. You guys are supporting each other in the chat box. I've got to get through a lot with you guys today, so I don't want to stop and go all the way through. But Angie, thank you for doing that. That's amazing. Right? So the second type that a Facebook group is ideal for. So number 1 is the person is like, okay, I have an idea of who I want to help, but I don't necessarily know what my offer is yet. The second type of person is I'm making sales here and there, but not really seeing anything consistent. And remember, income funds more impact. You get to serve more people, right? And the important thing is to remember is that if you're making some sales but nothing consistent, if you choose perfection, you can choose perfection, right? You can choose perfection and struggle forever. Feels like you're never getting through everything. It's hard to stay consistent because you're trying to get everything perfect. And there's a lot of there's windows of time where you're trying to get everything perfect. Or you choose done is better than perfect and start letting the floodgates open because you start building in more consistency, right? Imagine having a steady stream of new clients coming in, sales coming in each month. From building in that consistency, not having to worry about where your next paying client is coming from. Finally, having more breathing room when you take a look at your bank account. You can invest more back into your business. You can travel. You can go do fun things. The third type of person that a Facebook group is ideal for is someone that's generating pretty consistent revenue, but they're ready to scale, right? Maybe you've been trying to hit a certain mark in your launches, 5 figures, 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures from some of you, just can't seem to reach it. Or you have an evergreen funnel that you're running, but you just don't want to take it to that next level. Imagine exceeding your revenue goals by maintaining a strong connection with your community. One of my clients, Selena Sue, before, she was running 7-figure launches, super successful, but realized she was still missing the connection piece with her people to the level that she wanted. She started a Facebook group for the first time as she was going through the pandemic, so she could really hear what her people were needing. She pivoted in that launch and created a record-breaking launch as a result of it. So Facebook groups work well for many different levels or areas in your business, but it's just important to know which is the area that you're coming in from, right? So what type of niches work really well with Facebook groups? So we've served over, I think I was going to say for sure over 30. I'm sure we're probably well over 40 or 50 by now. But we've served people in weight loss and nutrition, parenting, potty training, financial space, right? Teaching people finances, professional services, copywriting, VA services, graphic design, sales, business and marketing type of areas, book writing, relationships, gardening. We've had dog training, we've had crafts, executive coaching, spirituality coaching, sexuality, intuition, brain injury survivors. I'm telling you, there's a Facebook group for everyone. In fact, that was a advertisement that Facebook paid to put on in the middle of Times Square before. There's a Facebook group for everyone. So they work for many, many, many different niches, unique and special niches. So it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point if you've fallen off course. Right? It doesn't matter. The industry is shifting and people are craving authenticity and connection. We're getting back to simplicity. We're getting back to basics. And so knowing that connection is currency, if you want to simplify, right? If you want to simplify, this is in your workbook if you've got it, and scale, you must create leverage connection. Each of your connection points can't just be one-to-one, right? You want to create leverage connection. So think about this for a second. If there was thousands of people that were teaching on a particular topic, let's just say Instagram as an example, who would you trust? Who would you buy from? You'd buy from the person that you relate to, that you have a connection with, or a referral from, a relationship with, right? And so if you're not focused on creating real relationships and connection in your business, then are you really creating lasting results in your business? Remember, a Facebook group is the most effective way to create connection. And in turn, that is what it's going to get to create buyers. So what kills engagement? This is important. This is really important to dive into. What kills engagement? What do you think kills engagement? Go ahead, pop it in. Put it in the chat box. You're going to think like one thing that would create disconnection, one thing that kills engagement. What would that be? You see, struggling entrepreneurs, they experience low engagement, low sales, never feel good enough because they're focused on themselves, right? They're focused on themselves. Am I good enough? Can I do this? And it costs them. And I get that. I used to feel that way, right? I was playing to not lose versus playing to win. Successful entrepreneurs know that it's not about themselves, right? Even that John Maxwell quote that I was sharing with you. So choose to focus out on who you're serving. No matter how big your fear is, no matter how small your audience is right now, focus on who you're serving, even if it's just one person. All content should be about them. Connection is about them, right? If you don't value and appreciate that first person coming into your group, third person that's coming in and treat them like they don't matter, then you don't deserve more, right? If you're not grateful for them, you'll lose them and you'll never get those raving fans. So treat one person like 1,000, treasure them, celebrate them, speak with them, learn about them, get curious. I had a client this week and she said, Christina, I have this training. It's planned for tomorrow. I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to cancel it and reschedule it. My dog's sick and it doesn't look well. And I just don't think I can do it. And I'm a dog lover. Anyone else here a dog lover? Just put me in the chat box. I used to breed dogs. Fun fact. I'm going to buy a dog. I used to breed dogs. It's like I love my little poochie. So first thought, I'm like, oh, my heart just goes out to her, right? As I was going through it. But then I said to her, I said, well, hang on a second, right? Hang on a second. Would your perspective be any different if you had 1,000 people that were signed up and registered for your training? Would you still feel like you want to cancel? Would you still feel like you want to quit? Right? Even for yourself, maybe you have an experience where you're doing something, you didn't reach the numbers that you wanted. Would your perspective change if there was 1,000 people in there that were signed up and ready for it? And she said, no, I wouldn't want to quit. So it wasn't really the dog, it was fear. She went ahead with the training. She booked 3 consults from it with potential clients. And I'm sure I'm going to be celebrating with her this week with her enrolling her new clients. So if you catch yourself wanting to pull back and ask, will this work? Doubts creeping in or what ifs creep in, what I want you to do is just really shift and focus your attention on them. Make it about them. And you can close your eyes for a second and just imagine this, okay? Play along with me. I know I can't see you, but play along with me. Close your eyes for a second. And I just want you to take a deep breath in and out. You're going to take a deep breath in and out. I want you to imagine checking your phone. It's in the morning. You've got your coffee, your breakfast, you're relaxing, and you see that there's 100, maybe even 1,000, whatever number feels exciting to you, members pending to join your Facebook group. You can't even believe it. Like, wow. You open up your email and you find these love notes from your clients, from your Facebook group members, just saying how much they adore you, how much they appreciate you, how much of a difference that you made for them. Now, who's around you? Is anyone around you? Right? Is anyone around you in this moment, in this experience? What do you get to say about yourself now that you're here? You figured it out. You got it. What difference are you making in the world now? Let go of any of the imagery of haters that were never real to begin with. Now you get it. You created this because you said yes to being you and serving at your highest level. You said yes because you focused outwards to connect with your people. You stopped caring about what people think. You stop letting go. You let go of the imaginary haters, the worst case scenarios, instead focused on serving, doing your best work for the people, being sassy, bold, despite any of the fears. You said yes to being you. Congratulations. Open your eyes. What did you notice? What is possible for you now? It's illusion to think that fear is not going to be there. You get to put it in the backseat, as Elizabeth Gilbert says in her book, Big Magic, right? Stick it in the backseat. It's not going anywhere. It's there, but it doesn't need to be in the driver's seat. If you can dream it, you have what it takes. So you get to choose to be a strong finisher. Who here is committed to being a strong finisher? Like, you're not just in this for the short term. You're in the game to cross the finish line. You're in the game to keep going. You're in the game to be a strong finisher. Even if sometimes you've fallen off track, even if you started projects and haven't finished it, that you know that you're here to be a strong finisher, because that is going to be the very thing that's going to give you the life that you want. Right? There's 4 key decisions that we've got to make. 4 key decisions that you want to make. It's in your workbook as well. Flipping back, and then I'm going to come back to the profit predictor. 4 key decisions, okay? Number 1, make it about them, not you. We've been talking about that a lot. You create a community for them, to serve them, and to get the benefit by being the facilitator. You elevate into that leader role. And I love this commitment. Yes, Jennifer, Isabel, Michelle, Susan, Latanya. Yes, 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 Connie, Maravik. Yes, DD, hello. Claim it, own it, Linda. Yvonne, yes, exactly, right? Make it about them, not you. The second key decision is selling is serving. Model who has what you want to have. Who's already created, who's already been successful in what you want to create. Think of who you follow. They're selling, right? But yet sometimes we have this negative connotation around selling. It's negative. Right? What's that first thought that you have when you think about selling, or when I was talking about it earlier, the first thought that you had around selling? Deeply understanding your audience and being the leader who's willing to solve their problem is using selling as a tool. Just like there's, an example that I always give is they're doing construction in our neighborhood, and there's an excavator, a digger, the kids call it, right? And they're excavating. It can be used to like tear down and demolish things in a negative way, or it can be used to dig a hole to build a beautiful home. It's the same tool, but it's how it's used. Think of people that have changed your life as a result of you investing to work with them, you investing to solve a solution, you investing in something, right? You are the miracle for your ideal clients, and you are always selling, whether you know that or not, in your day-to-day life, right? It's a disservice not to share if we've got the solution for someone. Number 3, right? So we've got make it about them, not you. Selling is serving. Number 3, done is better than perfect. You want to have the freedom to be fully present so you can build momentum. Right? I used to feel stuck twiddling with fonts. Anyone else? Like I could spend hours in my Canva fiddling with fonts right? And the only way to really get moving is to be able to take on done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. I used to have to say this as a mantra to myself. Done is better than perfect. Just get it out there. Right? Done is better than perfect. Done gives you a result. You can do something with that. You can learn, you can tweak, you can perfect, you can repeat. But if you don't, a month can go by, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 10 years can go by in your life and you're still waiting, still hoping, right? Still thinking that you might not be ready yet. Number 4 is be the scientist. Get obsessed with landing with your ideal clients, landing your message, learning how to clearly articulate your offer, communicating the value you bring so that they get it. Being the scientist, that means asking questions. That means that starts from your first follower to being present, listening, asking, practicing, taking the pressure off by just being the scientist, right? So 4 key decisions. Make it about them, not you. Selling is serving. Done is better than perfect, my friend. And be the scientist and get obsessed with landing with them. Nothing happens until you make these decisions. So are you ready to make these decisions so far? Right? Drop in a yes. If you're like, yes, I can do this. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but yes, like claim it and own it, right? Yes, I can do these things. Doesn't matter what yesterday brought, let it go. It's done. You're here right now, right here in this moment, in this present moment, and you get to choose. You've got my support. You've got my team supporting you. You've got your accountability partner. If you don't have one, go get one after this, right? But follow these 4 key decisions. It's the key decisions to fully stepping into that successful business owner. It's opening to that next level. You got to be 100% committed. You got to be the finisher that's going to see this through all the way to the end, my friend, and create connection in every moment, right? That is what gets to be possible for you when you get your Facebook group done, right? So many doors open up for you. So what we're going to be jumping into next, there is 4 categories. This is our profit predictor formula. I'm going to draw this one on the board for you guys. So profit predictor formula. Can you guys hear me okay from here? Just want to make sure, put in a yes if you can hear me. Okay, so we're going to do the profit predictor formula. It looks like this. You're going to self-assess. We're going to be wrapping up a few minutes. For those of you that have all access, we'll be going into our credibility boosting training shortly. Okay, so we've got our 4 quadrants, right? You've got that written down. So. Let's start with our first category. We're going to start with the friend zone. Okay? The friend zone. Anyone take a guess what the friend zone is? We can go like that. Okay. So you can see my tree in the background now. We just decorated it yesterday. We're late this year. Okay, so your friend zone, right? The friend zone is where people see you as a friend. Think about when you're dating, if you get stuck in the friend zone, right? And it's like you just have one person that has a crush on another person, but the other person just doesn't see them that way. They're like, put them in the friend bucket. Yeah. So the friend zone, usually, sometimes it can be you try so hard to engage with your people and connect with people that it doesn't create any engagement. So you're kind of spiraling here. Or it could be that you're engaging with your people and you're interacting with them and your free content is great. But the moment that you make an offer, what happens? Crickets, right? The moment you make an offer, crickets, you don't hear anything. So that's the friend zone. Who here feels like you're in the friend zone right now? That people don't really see you as the person that can help them. They're happy to talk to you. They'll chat with you. They'll hang out with you. They'll do different things, but they just don't see you in the perspective of being the person that could really help them, the person that they're going to buy from, right? And don't worry, I'll be sharing with you what we're going to do to get you out of here. But I just want you to be honest with yourself. Hey, are you in the friend zone? Now, the next one is the booty call zone. Now, the booty call zone is when you're operating in your, this is a bit bumpy for right now. When you're operating in your Facebook group, you show up when you're selling something and then you disappear. It's when you're inconsistent with you showing up in your group. You're there, you're not there. And sometimes this isn't just, and I just want to clarify here, this isn't just because you just want to sell and you just don't care about people. First, there's some people that might fall in that category, but I'm guessing that's not you. But what happens sometimes in this category, and let me know if this relates to you, you push, you're enrolling, you sell your program, you sell your offer, you fill your coaching program, whatever that is, and then you're busy in fulfillment. So you're delivering on your promise, you're fulfilling. And then you're like, oh my gosh, you feel exhausted. Then you're like, oh my gosh, you're so busy in fulfillment, you forgot about your group. And then you're like, oh, shoot. And then maybe you have maturing contracts that are coming up and they're like, oh my gosh, I got to fill this up. I got to get this going again. So it's like you're trying to get going again. And it's a lot of work to get momentum going, right? It gets a lot of work to get momentum going. And your Facebook group members kind of feel like you're just taking advantage of them. You show up when you want something and you're not there. And again, it's not because you have those negative intentions. It's just that you haven't been able to manage your schedule. You haven't been able to manage your fulfillment, and you're probably working too hard for the sales that you're getting. Okay? So that's the booty call zone. Who's in the booty call zone? Put a booty in the chat box if you've been in the booty call zone. Okay? The next zone that we have is where we're in the ghost town. Okay? Now, the ghost town, kind of where you don't really have any engagement, you're not really having any sales. You're just kind of like the stranded desert island with nobody there, right? And sometimes it could be like you started it and then you just went to a different direction. You kind of forgot about your group and it's just been left to their own laurels for a period of time. It could be that you got scared. It could be life got in the way. Something happened, right? Or you just never figured out how to sell or never figured out how to engage your people. And as a result, nothing going on. And it can feel frustrating, right? It can feel frustrating. So which of these categories do you relate most to? The friend zone, the ghost town zone, or the booty call zone? We're going to number these. We're going to put this one as 1. Go in the order that we went through them. 2. And ghost town, there we go, 3. Go ahead, drop your number in. Which one are you? 1 for the friend zone, 2 for the booty call zone, 3 for the ghost town. Go ahead, put it in. I see ghost towns, I see friend zones, I see booty calls. We got a lot going on. Okay, so the good news is we can't fix what we don't know. We can't fix what we don't acknowledge. So congratulations. You have achieved a major milestone. You've just been able to acknowledge and see, okay, here's where I'm at. Maybe you kind of feel like you're straddling between two right now. So here's what you're going to need. Okay, here's what you're going to need. If you're in the friend zone, we want to get you. If you're in any of these zones, here's where we want to take you. I want to take you to the kick-ass zone. Okay? Now, how are you going to get to the kick-ass zone? The kick-ass zone, you've got the engagement, you've got the sales, you've got the recommendations, the referrals. You're the one that people are telling when someone's in another group saying, hey, do you know someone who does blank? You're the person that people are saying, go to that group. That group's amazing. It's exactly what you need, right? You have all of this response. Now, if you don't have a group yet, great. This is going to help you too. This is going to show you the 2 things that you're going to need to have, right? So, kick-ass zone, and the kick-ass zone is like where you just have like a never-ending flood of leads and sales coming in, right? You got it all nailed down. So if you want to go from the friend zone to the kick-ass zone, you're going to need a sales system, okay? Let's put SS for that. You're going to need a sales system. If you want to go from friend zone to kick-ass zone, you need a sales system. You need to have a mechanism, a method that's going to evoke desire, create demand for your offer, plant the seeds, lay the breadcrumbs, warm them up, and get them interested and ready to say yes to you. You can't just give for free and slap an offer at the end and hope someone's going to take it. It's not how it works. So you're going to need to have a sales system. Tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing with you about laying out some of the breadcrumbs, but on our bonus training that you have to register for, I'm going to be giving you a full lay of all of this. But again, each day builds on each other. So if you're in the friend zone, you're going to need a sales system. We'll talk a little bit about the breadcrumbs tomorrow. Wednesday, we're going to talk about the yes method. Thursday, I'm going to deep dive into this. So make sure every day you're tuning in because it's going to build upon each other. Okay. So if you're, so Kim's saying, I'm kind of in the kick-ass on not never-ending sales though. So if we're not never-ending sales, then we want to dissect and figure out if you've got all the engagement going and people are excited and you have some sales, then we're looking at scalability, right? Like I was saying, the three types of people the group's for is like scalability, which means leverage connection, right? Leverage sales system that's going to have that continue and your traffic source that is continuing to fuel your group. So you're seeing the never-ending. Now, if we're in the booty call zone and we want to create and come to the kick-ass zone, what is it that we need to do to get over here? You need an engagement, EM for engagement mechanism. You need to have a means to connect with your people, to create consistency in your connection. So it's like not stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. I'm in, I'm not, I'm in, I'm not, here, I'm not, right? We want consistency. So you need an engagement mechanism that is going to work, that's going to move your people from not just move it so that you're creating consistency in your connection with them, so they're not feeling like you're just showing up when you want something. Make sense? So we need to have, and if you're new, you don't have a group yet, right? You're going to need a sales system and engagement mechanism. Tomorrow we're talking about engagement, right? Tomorrow we're jumping into the engagement booster. You're really going to want to tune in for that. We're going to deep dive on more specific examples in the bonus training on Thursday in the masterclass. I'm going to get my team to drop the link for that. Again, the masterclass session on Thursday is Zoom. It's not going to be streamed. It's live only. You got to show up live. That's going to be doing a deep dive summary of everything that we've done. I'm also going to be sharing just some of my own metrics and numbers with you as well, so you can kind of get some insight on that. I just don't want it being out into the world, the public world, to everything. So it's just for you. So my team is going to drop the link. My team is going to drop the link for the masterclass on Thursday. Make sure that you sign up and get your time. You're going to have your own join link. Use your own link to join. That will get you in there. Okay. So this is the profit predictor formula. We can see where we land here to be able to predict your profit. So the two things that you're going to need to have, right? Engagement mechanism and a sales system. So what did we talk about today? We were just talking about the 4 decisions. Make it about them, not you. Selling is serving. Done is better than perfect. Be the scientist and get obsessed with your messaging. We talked about the culprit, the real cause, right? The problem not being the problem with not having the level of, not wanting, like the fear of starting, of having low engagement, of low sales, really coming down to connection with your people. We're going to be deep diving on what it really looks like to create that connection, one-to-one connection, leverage connection as we go through as well. Okay. So here's what I have in store for you. The bingo cards. If you have completed what you're going to do, we're going to put a special post up in the group. If you complete when you complete one line on your bingo, you can take a picture just on your phone of your bingo sheet. If you have it printed out, take a picture and put it in the comments. After each training, you can participate in the bingo. We'll take the bingo entry. So today, tomorrow, Wednesday. If you get one line, you get a point for an entry to win a card. The winner will be announced on the next live training. Now, here's the thing. If with the bonus trainings, right? So after each of the trainings, you'll be able to submit it. I will announce on the main trainings who our winner is. Now we will do a full bingo page contest. I'll share more details on that later this week on how you can submit that. You will get 20 entry points for that and more details. And of course, it's going to be a bigger prize for having all of them complete as well. So the printouts are those who, the workbook is for those that got the all access pass. You can pick that up if you'd still like to pick that up for yourself. Alrighty, so tomorrow we're going into the engagement booster. So tomorrow we're really deep diving into what it really takes to create connection with your people to boost that engagement. And we're talking about the 5 different, I think we did the 5 different levels of what that looks like. Okay, so the engagement booster on what that looks like. I am going to be here same time, noon, every day. I'm going to try and keep these trainings as best I can to an hour. You're going to post your homework for today. We're going to be doing lots of fun prizes. So you're going to post your homework for today. We're going to be randomly picking some selections for those that complete your homework. Your homework is just to share your biggest takeaway from today. That's it. Super simple. It helps me help you. So I know what is landing with you. I know what is helping serve you so that I can show up as my best to support you in this journey. Okay. So that's number 1. That's the key, is making sure that you're locking in each day. What's that takeaway? So you've got your bingo cards. We're going to put a post in the group for that. We'll do that after each training. Lisa, if you just want to look after that, or with Maggie to make sure that is in there. So we're set for that. All of the recordings from these sessions are going to be up until Sunday. Everything comes down Sunday. So beware. And I would really encourage you, because each session builds upon each other, go watch it if you want to watch the replay. I know that I do talk fast. Sorry for that. It's just how I am. I try slowing down. I do my best to slow down. Okay. Those of you who are in the All Access Pass, you should have the join link for Zoom to join me in the Zoom room. We're going to hop over there in just a quick second, and we're going to be jumping in to my lead factor framework to own your expertise and be that credibility booster. So we're going to hop over there. Might be just a quick minute before I hop in there, because I'm just going to get a glass of water before we go in there. But we're going to be talking about your credibility booster. So those of you who purchase the All Access Pass, if you want to come hang out with us, you can buy the All Access Pass. But I hope today was super valuable. I hope you gained a lot. I recommend that you connect with your accountability partner. If you can get on a Zoom together, great. If not, just be in the DMs together. What did you learn? What did you hear? We lock in our learning when we kind of solidify like what our takeaways are, when we ask questions. This is meant to be here to help support you. And here's what I know. And I want to make an invitation here. Here's what I know. It's easy to get started. It's easy, like we're on day 1, it's Monday, it's exciting, we're getting started, it's Christmas time. What's going to happen is it's difficult. It's not difficult. It takes something of you to be a strong finisher. The reason why I recommend having an accountability partner is so that you have someone that's by your side, supporting you, talking with you, helping hold you accountable, tagging you on all of these, making sure you don't miss anything, tag each other on your homework threads, tag each other on your bingo so they see it, because you are stronger together. I want you to be a strong finisher. I don't want you just to start here. I want to see you go all the way through to the finish line, because that is where the glory of the results are. That is where you get to make that true impact. So commit to being a strong finisher, being here alive every day, all the way through to the week. And I promise you, when you start to apply these things, you're going to start to see a major difference in your group, in your business, and in your life. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I will see you noon tomorrow. And for those that got the All Access Pass, I will join you on Zoom. We're going to be hanging out. Love it if you put your cameras on so I can see you as well. We're going to be jumping into the lead framework for boosting that credibility. All right, I will see you in a few minutes. Those in there. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. And Lisa will make sure that we'll send out a second email just to everyone for the pass to make sure the links are functional and working. But we've got you. We'll get it sorted. So just watch your inbox for that.